Good morning, students. Welcome to the online teaching session of your subject Social Studies. Dear students, your lesson number 6 explains about the places of Indian cultural heritage. This chapter has a weightage of 7 marks in your board exams. So, pay attention and learn your lesson well. Indians as well as foreign visitors were attracted to visit the places of cultural and natural heritage of India. Have you ever thought what is so unique about? Why people across world are attracted to our aged old traditions and customs? Let's study in detail about the places of Indian cultural heritage. India has a beautiful culture. It is beautiful because of its ability to be secular and at the same time stick to the essence of each cultural group. India's unique culture has led to several celebrations, traditions, and customs. Today, let us cover the topic caves, temples, churches, monuments, forts of ancient Indian civilization. Students, let's begin with caves. Caves of Ajanta. The famous caves of Ajanta are situated in Aurangabad district near Ajanta village. They are important from the point of view of art of Vastu. These caves are divided into two divisions: caves based on wall paintings and caves based on sculpture. Caves of number 1, 2, 10, 16 and 17 have excellent paintings wall. The theme of these wall painting is based on Buddhist religion. Ajanta caves are divided into two categories. They are Chaityas and Viharas. Cave number 9, 10, 19, 26 and 29 are Chaityas, whereas the remaining caves are Viharas. We have already studied what is Chaityas and Viharas. Chaityas are the temple halls for Buddhist monks where they do the meditation. Viharas are the Buddhist monks' residing place and also they study here. Human interference and impact of time have greatly damaged Ajanta caves. It was in the year 1819 AD an English captain, John Smith, rediscovered Ajanta caves. We find an extraordinary blend of wonderful art of painting, sculpture, and architecture in Ajanta caves. Ellora Caves. Ellora Caves are situated at Aurangabad district in Maharashtra. There are altogether 34 caves. These caves are divided into three groups. From cave number 1 to 12 are Buddhist caves, 13 to 29 are Hindu caves, and 30 to 34 are Jain caves. The most famous is the Hindu caves, and in that the Kailash temple is very famous. This Kailash temple in the Hindu caves was constructed by the Rashtrakuta dynasty between 600 AD to 1000 AD. The Kailash temple is situated in cave number 16. It is 50 meter long, 33 meter wide and 30 meter high. This Kailash temple is carved out of a single massive rock. The temple is adorned with beautiful doors, balconies, and series of pillars. Ellora campus is not only an example of creation of art but also best example of excellent technology. Let us study now about Elephanta Caves. Elephanta Caves are built in the Arabian Sea 12 km away from Mumbai in Maharashtra. There are 7 caves in all. There is a huge stone monument of an elephant. On seeing this structure, the Portuguese named it as Elephanta. Many beautiful figures have been carved out of them. The most famous is Trimurti Temple in cave number 1. In the year 1987 AD, UNESCO has placed Elephanta Cave in the list of World Heritage. Local fishermen call it as Dharapuri. Mahabalipuram. Mahabalipuram is located 60 kilometers away from Chennai. This city of Tamil Nadu is famous for its splendid temple architecture. Mahabalipuram was constructed by Narasimhavarman II in the 7th or 8th century. Narasimhavarman II was also known as Mahamalla. He belonged to the Pallava dynasty. Pallava dynasty was an Indian dynasty that existed from 7th to 8th century, ruling a portion of southern India. In Mahabalipuram, there were 7 temples. At present, only 5 chariot temples are existing. 2 chariot temples have submerged in the sea. Here we find an amazing figure of Lord Vishnu in a smiling pose. Besides, there is an idol of goddess Durga slaying Mahisasura. Mahabalipuram has an unparalleled architectural rock sculpture. Let us study Pattadakal Memorial. In Pattadakal Memorial, there are groups of temples. Pattadakal is the capital of Chalukya dynasty, 16 kilometers away from Badami Nagar, and we find here Dravidian style of architecture. These were built during the 7th and 8th century. In the Pattadakal Memorial, the most famous and the biggest temple is the Virupaksha temple. Temples at Khajuraho. These temples are located in a small village named Khajuraho at Chhattarpur district of Madhya Pradesh. Khajuraho was the ancient capital city of the Chandela Rajputs of Bundelkhand. So, these temples were built by these kings during the time period of 905 to 1050 AD. Presently, 25 temples are in existence. Most of them are Shaiva or Shiv temple, where some of them are Vaishnav and Jain temples. Vaishnav means the followers, those who follow Vishnu, Lord Vishnu. All these 3 temples, they are having similar type of architecture and sculpture. There are 64 yoginis temple also. What are these yoginis? The yoginis are the sacred feminine force made incarnate as an aspect of goddess Parvati. The arc of the temple is the best example of ornamental style of architecture. All the temples are constructed with granite stone. Khajuraho temple was constructed in Nagar style art. Sculpture and art of Vastu of Khajuraho's temple spellbounds the visitors. Now students, let us study about the Sun Temple of Konark. The Sun Temple of Konark is also known as the Black Pagoda because it is made up of black stone. This temple is situated near the Bay of Bengal at Puri district in Odisha. It was constructed in the 13th century during the reign of King Narsingh Burman I, who belonged to the Garg dynasty. Why it is called as a sun temple? Because this temple has been designed as the chariot of sun god. Here in this temple there are 7 horses with 12 massive wheels. These 12 massive wheels provide beauty to the pedestal of the temple, the platform of the temple. These wheels reflect 12 months and each wheel has 8 spokes, which shows 8 prahars of the day. So it is known as the Sun Temple. This Sun Temple has been built by black stones. So as I said, it is also known as Black Pagoda. Bridheshwar Temple. This temple is located at Tanjore in Tamil Nadu. This temple was built during 1003 AD to 1010 AD. It is a Shiva temple, so it is called as Bridheshwar. It was built by King Raj Raja I of Chola dynasty. So it is also known as Raj Rajeshwar temple. The beauty of this temple is that the height of this temple is 500 feet. Its width is 250 feet and it is spread in a vast area surrounded by the wall. The summit of the temple is 200 feet high, approximate 66 meter above the ground. Hence, this temple attains the place in the temples of highest pinnacles. This temple has secured a place amongst the best temples of South India. It has been constructed in Dravidian style of art. Qutub Minar. Qutub Minar is located at Delhi. It was built in the 12th century by Qutbuddin Aibak, who was the founder of Ghulam dynasty or the slave dynasty. The slave dynasty was a dynasty established in northern India by Qutbuddin Aibak. He was a Turkish slave of Muhammad of Ghor. The slave dynasty ruled North India from 1206 to 1219. After his death, the remaining work was completed by his son-in-law Iltutmish. The Qutub Minar is 72.5 meter tall and it is made up of round red stone and marble. Its circumference is 13.75 meter and base it is reduced to 2.75 meter. At its top, verses of Quran have been engraved on it. It is the tallest stone minaret of India. The town of Hampi is situated on the bank of river Tungabhadra of Hospet in Bellary district of Karnataka. Hampi was the capital city of Vijayanagar kingdom. The rulers of Vijayanagar kingdom were the lovers of art. Peculiar type of architecture was developed in Vijayanagar during their reign. The period of Krishna Dev Rai was considered to be the golden period of this art as it reached to its highest peak. The main feature of architecture style of Vijayanagar was to carve out huge and magnificent pillars from the stones, pillars and columns made were artistically adorned with the figures of gods, goddesses, humans, animals, warriors and dancers. In Hampi, the village of Vijayanagar kingdom, during the reign of Krishnadev Arya, the Vithala temple and Hajra temples were built. Beside Virupaksha temple and Achyuta Rai temple of Lord Krishna are the best examples of architecture. Humayun's tomb. The tomb of Humayun at Delhi is the best specimen of the Mughal architecture. After the death of Humayun, it was built by his wife Hamida Begum. This tomb was made in Iranian style of art. Red and white stones are skillfully used here. Fort of Agra. Fort of Agra is in the Agra city of Uttar Pradesh. It is made up of red stones, so it is also known as the Red Fort. So we have to be very clear. There are two red forts, one in Delhi and one in Agra. We are studying about the Fort of Agra. It was built by Akbar in 1565 AD. Here we can see the reflection of Hindu and Iranian style of art. The fort has 70 feet tall wall. Jahangir Palace was built by Akbar in this fort. The architectural style of Bengal and Gujarat on Jahangir Palace can be seen clearly. Shah Jahan had spent the last days of his life in this fort. Students, let us study now about Taj Mahal. Taj Mahal is located at Agra in Uttar Pradesh on the bank of river. Taj Mahal is one of the 7 wonders of the world. It was constructed by Mughal king Shah Jahan in the memory of his wife Mumtaz Mahal. Mumtaz Mahal died in the year 1630 AD. After her death, the construction of Taj Mahal started. In the year 1631. It was completed in the year 1653 AD after 22 years. Shah Jahan used expert of Indian sculptures besides Iranian, Arabian, Turkish and European. Taj Mahal is counted as one of the best tombs of the world. Due to this tomb, the name of Mumtaz Mahal has become immortal, and this was the innermost wish of Shah Jahan. The building of Taj Mahal is spread in rectangular shape from north to south. The grave of Mumtaz lies in the center of Taj. It is surrounded by beautiful artistic octagonal fence carved out of stone. A beautiful saying is inscribed on one of its arch. Pious hearts are welcomed in the garden of paradise. The architecture of Taj glorifies the rich heritage of India, and the grandeur of the Taj attracts thousands of people every year. Red Fort. Red Fort, located at Delhi, was built by Shah Jahan in 1638 AD. This fort is made of red stone, so it is known as Red Fort. Shah Jahan founded city, namely Shahjahanabad, in the same fort. This fort includes Diwan-e-Am, Diwan-e-Khas and Rang Mahal. Diwan-e-Am was the place where the common people came and met the king. Diwan-e-Khas was a reception hall and Rang Mahal was the place where the kings they sat for the entertainment. All these three, Diwan-e-Am, Diwan-e-Khas and Rang Mahal, were decorated with gold and silver, embedded with precious stone. The other buildings of Red Fort are Mirror Palace, Aina Mahal of Mumtaz, Lahori Gate, Meena Bazaar and Mughal Garden, which are the center of attraction of Red Fort. Peacock Throne was the best creation of this fort, which Nadir Shah took along with him to Iran. Red Fort is one of the outstanding buildings among the Mughal art of architecture. Every year, our Indian flag is hoisted on the Red Fort on national festivals. Fatehpur Sikri. Fatehpur Sikri is 26 miles away from Agra in Uttar Pradesh. Akbar founded this city in the memory of Sufi saint Sheikh Salim Chishti. The building construction of Sikri was started in 1569 AD and completed till 1572 AD. The best buildings among them are Palace of Birbal, Golden Palace of Bibi Maryam, Palace of Turkey Sultan, Jama Masjid and Buland Darwaja. The most famous Buland Darwaja of Fatehpur Sikri is 41 meter wide and 50 meter high. The other well-known and remarkable buildings of Sikri are Palace of Jodhabhai, Panch Mahal, Tomb of Sheikh Salim Chishti, Diwan-e-Am, Diwan-e-Khas and Jyotish Mahal. Churches of Goa. Goa was the capital of the Portuguese. Many churches were built in Goa, like the Church of Basilica of God Jesus. The relics of Saint Francis Xavier is kept in a coffin in a church of Goa. His dead body has not decayed even after so many years. Goa is well renowned for its beautiful beaches and its artistic churches. Champaner is situated in the foothills of Pavagad at Halol Taluka in Panchmahal district of Gujarat. After the victory of Champaner, Muhammad Begada gave it the position of capital and named it as Muhammadabad. Moti Masjid, Jama Masjid and historical fort are different buildings in Champaner. UNESCO has declared this town as a site of World Heritage. Let's have a quick revision. Caves of Ajanta. There are altogether 30 caves. The cave of Ajanta is situated in Aurangabad district near Ajanta village, Maharashtra. It is a fine blend of painting, sculpture and architecture. Caves are divided into two divisions. First, based on wall paintings and second, based on sculpture. Caves of 1, 2, 10, 16 and 17 have excellent paintings wall based on Buddhist religion. I repeat, caves of 1, 2, 10, 16 and 17, they have excellent paintings wall based on Buddhist religion. Cave number 9, 10, 19, 26 and 29 are Chaityas and the Viharas. In the year 1819 AD, Ajanta caves were rediscovered by English captain John Smith. A slide of John Smith is also attached at the last. Because of human interference and impact of time, the Ajanta caves have been greatly damaged. So altogether, as I said earlier, there are 30 caves which is divided into two. Now let's start Ellora caves. There are altogether 34 caves. It is also situated at Aurangabad district in Maharashtra. The 34 caves are divided into three groups. Cave number 1 to 12 is based on the Buddhist religion. Cave number 13 to 29 is based on Hindu religion, and cave number 30 to 34 are based on Jainism. The famous Kailash temple is in Ellora caves. This Kailash temple is in the Hindu caves. It is in the cave number 16. What is unique about Kailash temple that it is carved out of a single massive rock. It was constructed during the time of 600 AD to 1000 AD. Elephanta caves. Altogether there are 7 caves. It is built in the Arabian Sea 12 kilometers away from Mumbai in Maharashtra. Total 7 caves are there. The Portuguese named it as Elephanta because of huge stone monument of elephant. So as they saw, they named it Elephanta caves. The local fishermen of Mumbai call it as Dharapuri. I repeat, the local fishermen call it as Dharapuri. Now let's study about Mahabalipuram. In Mahabalipuram, there are altogether 7 temples. Mahabalipuram is 60 kilometers away from Chennai in Tamil Nadu state. Narsingh Barman II of Pallava dynasty, also who was popularly known as Mahamalla, constructed these 7 temples here. But students, at present only 5 chariot temples exist. 2 temples have submerged in the sea. What is special about Mahabalipuram? The most famous is Lord Vishnu in smiling pose, and another is Goddess Durga slaying Mahisasura, the demon king. And it is the rock sculpture. It was also a famous harbour of ancient time. Pattadakal Memorial. Now Pattadakal Memorial, there are 10 temples, 9 Hindu and 1 Jain temple. Pattadakal was the capital city of Chalukya dynasty. It is 16 kilometers away from Badami Nagar, that is in the North Karnataka. Dravidian style of architecture is used to construct the temples here. The temples were built during 7th or 8th century. I repeat, the temples in Pattadakal was built during 7th or 8th century as a victory over Pallava kings. Pattadakal means red soil valley for coronation. That means here in the Pattadakal, the kings, they were crowned here. Virupaksha temple is the biggest and the famous temple. This Virupaksha temple was constructed by the 2 queens of Vikramaditya II of Chalukya dynasty. Students, there were majorly 6 dynasties who ruled southern India. What is dynasty? Dynasty is a series of rulers of the same family who have ruled for a period of time. To name some, in South India, the dynasties who ruled are the Pandya dynasty, the Chola dynasty, the Chera dynasty, the Satvahans, the Pallavas and the Chalukyas. Khajuraho Temple. Now in Khajuraho, 25 temples are existing now. So this temple was built in a small village of Khajuraho at Chhatarpur district of Madhya Pradesh, built by Chandela Rajputs of Bundelkhand in the year 905 to 1050 AD. Presently, only 25 temples exist. All the temples are of Shiva. There are also 64 Yoginis temple also here. Few temples are also of Vaishnavas, the follower of Lord Vishnu, and Jain temple. Khajuraho temple is built on Nagar style art and it is made up of granite stone. What is unique? The Toran, the arc of the temple, is the best example of ornamental style of architecture. Let's study about Konark temple. Konark temple is also known as Black Pagoda. It is situated near Bay of Bengal at Puri district, Odisha. It was constructed by King Narsingh Varman I of Garg dynasty in 13th century. This chariot temple, drawn by 7 horses, signifies the chariot of sun god. Its 12 massive wheels reflect 12 months and each wheel has 8 spokes which shows 8 prahar of the day. I repeat, this chariot temple is drawn by 7 horses, signifies the chariot of sun god. It has 12 massive wheels which reflect 12 months and each wheel has 8 spokes which reflects 8 prahars of the day. Now what is prahar? The day is divided into 8 parts. 4 prahar for the day and 4 prahar for the night. The first prahar begins from sunrise and the 4th prahar ends with sunset. A second round of 4 prahars unfolds during the night between sunset and sunrise. This temple is built by black stone, so it is known as Black Pagoda. The 12 massive wheels provide beauty to the pedestal of the temple. Pedestal means base of the temple. Bridheshwar temple. It is a Shiva temple. It is situated at Tanjore in Tamil Nadu district. This was built by King Rajaraja I of Chola dynasty in 1003 to 1010 AD. It is also known as Rajrajeshwar temple. It is Shiva temple, so called as Bridheshwar. The height of this temple is 500 feet, width is 250 feet. Temple's summit is 66 meter. It is a Shiva temple situated at Tanjore in Tamil Nadu state. Qutub Minar. Qutub Minar is the tallest minaret of India. I have already explained in your lesson number 1 what is minaret, what is fort, what is tomb. So here we are going to study about Qutub Minar in detail. So it is the tallest minaret located at Delhi, built in 12th century by Qutubuddin Aibak of Slave dynasty, who ruled India from 1206 to 1290 AD. After the death, the remaining work was completed by his son-in-law Iltutmish. It is the tallest stone minaret of India, 72.5 meter tall. Its circumference is 13.75 meter, but it is reduced to 2.75 meter at its top. It is made of redstone and marble. Verses of Quran have been engraved on it. So Qutub Minar, built by the slave dynasty, Ghulam dynasty. This was founded by Qutubuddin Aibak. The famous Rajia Sultan also belongs to slave dynasty. Hampi. This town is situated on the bank of river Tungabhadra of Hospet in Bellary district of Karnataka. The temples at Hampi were built during Vijayanagar kingdom by Krishnadev Arya of Chalukya dynasty. Features of the Vijayanagar kingdom were that pillars, columns were artistically carved out of stones and figures of gods, goddesses, humans, animals, warriors and dancers were made on the stone, and from there pillars and columns were made. Example is Virupaksha temple and Achyuta temple. Humayun's tomb. It is at Delhi, best specimen of Mughal architecture, built by Humayun's wife Hamida Begum. It is Iranian style of art, made in red and white stone. Fort of Agra. It is in Agra city, made of red stone only, built by Akbar in 1565 AD. It is in Hindu and Iranian style. It has 70 feet tall wall. Bengal and Gujarat's architectural style is seen. Shah Jahan spent his last days here. Taj Mahal. It is located at Agra in Uttar Pradesh on the bank of river Yamuna. It is one of the 7 wonders of the world. It was constructed by Mughal king Shah Jahan in 1630 AD in the loving memory of his wife Mumtaz Mahal. It took 22 years. Indians, Iranian, Arabian, Turkish and European sculptors and artisans were engaged to make Taj Mahal. It is in rectangular shape from north to south. The grave of Mumtaz Mahal is buried here. Octagonal fence is surrounded all over the Taj Mahal, and in the garden it is written, "Pious hearts are welcomed in the garden of paradise." Shah Jahan wanted to make his wife's name immortal, so in the memory Taj Mahal was constructed. Red Fort. Red Fort, it is located at Delhi, built by Shah Jahan in 1638. It is made up of red stone. This fort includes Diwan-e-Aam, Diwan-e-Khas, Rang Mahal, Mirror Palace, that is known as the Aina Mahal of Mumtaz, Lahori Gate, Meena Bazaar, Mughal Garden. What was special here? Peacock throne was the best creation of this fort, but Nadir Shah took along to Iran. A slide of Peacock throne and Nadir Shah is also attached for your viewing. Every year, Indian flag is hoisted on national festivals on Red Fort. Red Fort is one of the outstanding building of Mughal art of architecture. Now let me explain something. What is Lahori Gate? Lahori Gate in Red Fort is the main entrance to the Red Fort. It is in the western part of the fort. The gate received name because it led to the city of Lahore in Punjab, Pakistan. Now it is sealed and closed. Presently, the street is flanked by accorded apartments called as Chatta Chowk. Now Meena Bazaar also, on the street we can see the hawkers selling their materials. Now Mughal garden, the very famous Mughal garden, it is near Rashtrapati Bhavan. Now come to Peacock Throne. Peacock Throne was the famous jewelled throne on which it was a seat of the Mughal emperors, and all the Mughal emperor used to sit on the Peacock Throne. Nadir Shah invaded India in 1739, looted the Peacock Throne. Nadir Shah was one of the most powerful Iranian rulers in the history of the nation. Fatehpur Sikri. Fatehpur Sikri, it is 26 miles from Agra in Uttar Pradesh. There are many buildings inside Fatehpur Sikri. It is a city created by Akbar in 1569 and completed in 1572 in the memory of Sufi saint Sheikh Salim Chishti. We will read about this Sufi saint Sheikh Salim Chishti in our next lesson in detail. What are there in the Fatehpur Sikri fort? There is Birbal Golden Palace of Bibi Maryam, Palace of Turki Sultan, Jama Masjid, Buland Darwaja, Palace of Jodhabai, Panch Mahal, Jyotish Mahal, Diwan-e-Am, Diwan-e-Khas and Buland Darwaja. Now what is Buland Darwaja? It is a strong fort which is 41 meter wide and 50 meter high. Now let me also explain you what is Diwan-e-Am. Diwan-e-Am was a hall for audience and Diwan-e-Khas was a hall for the private audience. Important guests, kings, ambassadors and nobles, they used to come and sit in Diwan-e-Khas, and the Mughal emperors, they used to come and visit them. Churches of Goa. Goa was the capital of Portuguese. Many churches were constructed during their reign. Basilica of Bom Jesus, Basilica of Goddard Jesus, relics of St. Francis Xavier is kept in one of the churches of Goa. The churches of Goa are very artistic. Now let's come to Gujarat, Champaner. Champaner, it is in the foothills of Pavagadh at Halol Taluka in Panchmahal district of Gujarat state. Mahmud Begada named Champaner as Mohammadabad. What is famous here? Moti Masjid, Jama Masjid and historical fort are worth visiting. UNESCO has declared this town as a site of World Heritage. Students, we have finished our today's session and covered few topics. I hope you have understood well and the concepts taught is clear. For your better understanding, slides are also attached. View it carefully. Revise your lesson well and learn it nicely. Complete your home assignment, which is also attached at the last. Take care. Goodbye. Thank you.